Hi, you're so welcome to my YouTube channel. Karibuni sana. Karibuni. It's just a few days left before we celebrate the Christmas day. Kuzaliwa kwa Yesu, mkombozi wetu. So I want to wish everyone, wherever they are, my few subscribers and my few followers that I have, a Merry Christmas and of course a Happy New Year. I'm surely gonna do another video in between before the beginning of the year, so I'm still gonna wish you a Happy New Year. But for now, Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas day to the fullest. Yes, and let's not forget what it is all about. It's about Jesus. It's about a savior being born. Yeah, for those of us who believe in him. Kila mtu celebrate vizuri na tushukuru Mungu kwa sababu ya kuzaliwa kwa Yesu mkombozi wetu. Today I want to talk about a few things that may look not important or might not sound important, but they are when it comes to you applying a Danish visa from Kenya, and if you expect it, of course, to be processed on time and to get positive feedback, of course, to get a visa approval. So now there are a few things that you have to be careful with, that you have to make sure that they are okay and correct according to how I'm gonna tell you. Now, the reason I decided to talk about it is because I've had issues with the same things, because I started, of course, from somewhere. I started from day one with the visa application. I've done several visa tourist visits to Denmark, several, and I've had different experiences, of course, during those different times. And the very first visas, I had these issues a lot. With time, this stopped suddenly. So now I'll just go straight to the first one. Now I am going to be specific. I'm only going to talk about when you are traveling here and a host, so that you have a host, someone who is going to host you here, who is inviting you, sending you an invitation, not on other cases, because of course I've not experienced that. So I'm only talking about what I've gone through. So now you have a host in Denmark. Now number moja, kitu moja that you have to make sure that you have is an history of you and the host, a history of a proof of history, sorry, that you guys have known each other or one another, if it's more than two hosts or something like that, for a long time, and that you have met, of course. Yeah, so now this happens for if it's not a family member, kwa sababu kama ni family member, of course mmelelewa wote, so you surely have proof that you guys are if it's your sister, then you share the surnames, and your history is bluntly bonded and all that, and they can always prove that. For example, a friend wants to host you here in Denmark, a family friend, for example, and or a person that you've worked together, for example, and you've become friends, and they travel here and they want to invite you here. So now these you have to show some kind of proofs, and or if it's a fiance, or if it's a boyfriend, or it's a girlfriend, vitu kama hizo, si ndio? A lover, so such kind of people, now there you need to prove. Now kuna njia mingi za kuprove. Yes, you can prove through conversations. You can always do a printout of your conversations. You can take photos of you together. So hizo picture, you print them out and go with them. Itasaidia sana 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 sana. Now you can also take with you some of the visas that they have used to come to your home country visiting, and where you met, so to show that they have been visiting your country, of course. So printouts of their visas, previous visas, that they were coming to your home country and that is where you met, and all that. So a proof of knowing each other earlier or before you're traveling, before you decide to go, is a must. Number two is this host, whoever is hosting you, you have to show that they have visited your home country before, at least once. It's best when it's more than once, but at least once. So they have been to your home country. If it's the meaning that you want to come to meet them in Denmark for the first time, then there is a very low chance of you getting the visa approved. Actually, I think it's less than 5% of possibility. It's nearly not possible. So the things are, make sure that the persons, your host, that you are planning to come see have visited your home country, Kenya, earlier, right? Or any other country, yeah? East Africa and all the places others. I think the rules are nearly the same. So now make sure that they have visited you before, and of course now that is where the photos comes in, because if they visited you, if they visited your home country, you happened to meet, yeah, physically uso mshaona ana kwa ana, si ndio? So kama mliona ana kwa ana, lazima mlipiga picha. So there are those photos that you should take with you. That one I've already mentioned on the first point of mine. Alafu pia the previous visa and all that, so that goes together. So those photos and the conversations, they really help, because of course you surely have some conversation somewhere about goodbye and poa ama karibu nini nini, all that, right? So that really helps. Now make sure that you have spent time together with the people when you are in your home country. You have stayed together. If they are family members that you have had time together during their stay at home, all that. If it's your boyfriend, if it's your whatever, if it's your fiance or whoever, you've actually been the one hosting them back home. So if it's your fiance or boyfriend or your lover, then it's good. It's best to show some small proof of that you are even actually the one hosting them in your own home country. Like when they came to your home country, you stayed together during their own stay there. Mulikaa na wao pamoja, whatever it was it in your own home? Was it a rented house? Was it in a hotel? Was it wherever it was? Ya kwamba mulikuwa pamoja, ya kwamba you shared moments together during their stay huko hivyo home Kenya. So hiyo inasaidia, it really helps. So show a proof of course an extended or long-term stay together during their stay, during the Danish host stay in Kenya back home. Sindio? I hope I'm understood. You have to prove that you have a reason to get back home. Like you have to come back home to Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, wherever it is. You have to show the Danish Embassy that kweli I want to go there to Denmark and visit. You know, you are talking about visit. This is 3 months visit, 90 days. So now prove to the embassy, show some proof. Remember, ni to hint na kupatia tu kufanya wale ni konsula kule Danish Embassy wakigo through your documents, wataona okay, tumpe tu, manake this person atakwenda na atarudi. So now show that you are going to Denmark not to stay for long, not to overstay. You're welcome, but to go and come back home. So now hiyo ni ya maana sana. That is actually why they demand for an employment leave letter and all that, to show that you're working somewhere, so you're busy somewhere and you're committed somewhere, right? So you won't just give up on your work for just going to stay in Denmark, where you have to go through a very long process before you can really get another work there. So they feel like, oh, akona kazi anafanyanga huko, so they will have to come back for their work. That is why they actually ask for those pay slips and all that, to prove that you have a stable job back home. I want to talk about people that are self-employed or people that don't actually have any work. Try to convince them that you have something back home that awaits you. Try to convince them that the 3 months that you will be away, you will be missed back home. You will be losing a lot back home. So you will need to come back, by whichever cost, to get back to your business that you've been doing back home. Now, if you are self-employed or at that given time while you're planning to come here, uko jobless, you have no job, please don't say that you are jobless. Don't say that you are jobless. Don't, because that is one of the things that will absolutely make you lose the chance to come visit Denmark. So now what you do, and it really works, it works. What you do is get a pen and a paper, kalamu na karatasi, sawa? Write a letter, an official letter addressing the Danish Embassy, of course the consular. Now write it very nitasemaje, iandike vizuri, sound normal kwa hiyo barua and sound true kwa hiyo barua. Now write that you do this and this and that. For example, the first time that I visited here, I was not working. So but I had some chicken that I was rearing chicken at home za kienyeji, home kwetu. So what I did was I wrote a letter. Fortunately for me, I got a hint. Nilijanjarushwa. So that is when nataka kuwajanjarusha pia. So now this is it. You write a letter. Kwa barua yako, tell them of course I'm so and so. Yeah. Kwa sababu kuna hizo documents you'll be submitting together. And so I am currently not employed. I am self-employed. Remember that most of the self-employed businesses are single businesses and they don't even have permits. Most of us don't have permits for such jobs like rearing chicken, unless it's getting better for you and the business is giving some profit. Therefore you're gonna get some permits. But when the businesses are smaller, kama vile kuza manguo za mitush, ama hata kama ni duka tu kidogo, a boutique, like at some point at the beginning of the businesses and all that, we don't pay for the permits. Tunaanza tu hivyo, tunaisema kiolela hivyo, tunaanza tu hivyo bila hizo mapepa za gava. So it's something that they need. If you say that you are self-employed, they will need a working permit. What do we call them? License. Sorry, working license. Something that most of the single businesses or small businesses don't have. So now you are at that position. Uko kwa hiyo position ya kwamba hauna working license. Yeah, so now you tell them that this is what I do, and I do it at this place, and when I do it at this place, I do it this way, na nasaidiangwa na fulani, ama I'm the only one who is doing it, and all that. And it's a few months since I started it, and so I don't have the whatever, the license. Like talk, right, like you're talking to someone. Talk like you're talking to someone and sound very true. After that, of course, unawaambia kwamba before I'm leaving, I'm leaving my work. Na huyu so and so will be taking over kuniangalilia until when I'm back. Remember to also take photos of you at that place where you call your job. Kama ni duka, kama ni mahali. Like me, I took photos of myself together with my chicken. I had actually earlier taken those photos. I didn't know they were gonna be useful, but I had some photos from back in time when the chicken were growing, and then while they were growing also I took several photos, and there was one of them where I was in, and it really helped because I took that photo together with the letter, and it really helped. That's a very important hint. Now there's a time that it's not gonna work. It's not gonna be enough proof. They will feel like that's not enough, and maybe it's a lie or something like that. Therefore, sometimes depends on their mood, I think I'd say that, or how lucky you are at that given time when you are applying. So you can always accompany your letters of this letter of work, of self-employed work, together with what you own back home. A copy of a logbook, a copy of a title deed can always accompany your letter. They do ask for them when they feel like the proof that you're giving that you're coming back home is not enough. they ask. I assume that that is why they ask for them, because otherwise why should they ask for them? It's just a way to like understand that this person has this and this, and I don't think they are going to be staying there, because if they have a home here or this and that, they have to come back to their homes. If they are leaving a car behind, they have to come back and all that, something like that. But for me, it's something that has happened to me. They have called me later. That was during my second application, and it really pissed me off. I was really giving up. I felt like, okay, I stopped with the application. But they called me after the first one. They were satisfied, everything went straight and okay, within a very short period of time. Now the second one, during this first week of after I've of course delivered everything, all my applications, they called me again and asked me, what papers what property do you have, and so send them, scan them and send them. Like, I didn't have to show up in person. I just needed to send them through their email address. Yes, something that I did. That thing is still there. This is one of M-Pesa statement, but it used to be there. M-Pesa statement ulikuwa unafaa kwenda nayo ya 3 months nafikiri. Yes, M-Pesa statement, alafu walikuwa wanahitaji a given amount. Now remember, hiyo si ati ni one of the things that you really know that is needed. So at first you want to take it, but they might call you and say it's due M-Pesa statement. But that is the time flani wakisumbua to time flani. It's not always. And it's not happening to everyone. It happens to some few people. People will tell you that they did this to me, they asked this to me, and you're like, oh, they did that to you, but they never did to me. So it varies. It varies. Yeah, it's not everyone that is gonna have the same experience like me, you, and the other. However, there's the need for health insurance. I'm not talking about that one, because that one is one of the most important things that you should have, and that is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the other smaller things that are also needed together with those others, the main ones, together with the main ones. So now, kuhusu hiyo nini, about that health insurance. Nowadays they want the insurance cover to also cater for corona. Wherever you're buying the insurance policy from, they shall write a letter that that insurance cover also caters for corona. Remember that your insurance, your health insurance cover shall have an attachment of a letter that shows from, of course, the seller of the insurance, that shows that corona is covered. There are other smaller things, but I think the video is getting much longer, and I think I do it in another session, so please bear with me. I'm gonna do it in the next video. So let's just say that we've come to the end of the video, and I want to thank those that have subscribed already. We are growing in numbers, however slow it is, and however long time it is taking for us to grow. Sina haraka kabisa. So I'm good, I'm cool, and I'm so grateful to everyone. Please continue sharing my videos, like them, and of course subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. And to those that have already subscribed, asanteni sana. Mungu wabariki sana na mkuwe na jioni njema. Bye until next time. Bye.